Recently, I talked about doing a video, which I'm still planning on doing that video, regarding a lot of black males that's not only on the down low, but that's also prostituting themselves. They are acting out as gigolos. And many of these dudes have wives, they have girlfriends, they have children, but they're living a secret life of a gigolo, a homosexual gigolo. They're not selling themselves to women. They're selling themselves to another man. Now, when it comes to YouTube, there's not too many times since I've been on YouTube that I've met people off YouTube. I can count on one hand how many people I've actually met off YouTube. And these are people that I never befriended. I'm the kind of person that there's not too many people I trust. I have to get to know you better before I can trust you. And especially if you've always acted out as an enemy to me. If you've always been a troll, you always had something negative to say, I want nothing to do with you. You can't be trusted. So there's not too many people on YouTube, even currently, that I trust enough or I feel I'm close enough to meet offline. I saw a live chat that Hassan Campbell had going on this morning. It was after 12 o'clock midnight, so it's considered this morning. I really didn't find what was going on funny. There's nothing funny about a man being violated by another man. Of course, there were questions in my mind because the things that Hassan Campbell allowed this dude to get away with, I personally would not have tolerated that. I don't think there's too many men would have tolerated that. The first time he put his hands on you, some dudes would just straight up just cap him, knock him out. There's other dudes that would give you a warning and say, yo, don't put your hands on me. He's not going to receive several warnings to not touch you, especially if he start putting his hands on you in a sexual way. There's not too many dudes that's just going to say, don't touch me. Get your hand off my waist. And then dude gets close to your face like he's about to steal a kiss. That's not normal. Now, I understand that they both were drunk. I've always been told as a child that a drunken tongue speaks a sober mind. And I've had people that contact me on YouTube in the past wanting to collab. They wanted to do interviews with me and they wanted to interview me. I always reject it. I turn it down because, again, there's not too many people I trust. YouTubers need to stop trusting people. I don't care how much money they donate to your channel. I don't care how many people pat you on the back, give you cyber pats on the back. You don't know these people. And that's the modern day way of them rocking you to sleep, making you think that they are your friends. And in reality, they're your enemies. There's countless number of people that followed me on my Fearless 2005 channel that always spoke well of me. But then I've seen them on other people's channels, clowning me, and speaking down on me. They had everything negative to say about me to one of my troll haters. And then they'll come back to my channel and tell me how, Fearless, you're speaking the truth. Keep speaking the truth. We're with you all the way. And then they'll go to another channel and talk about how I downgrade black women and just a bunch of nonsense, how I'm a coon and Uncle Ruckus and Uncle Tom. So I've learned on YouTube not to trust a soul. There's not too many people that I trust on the internet. But again, Hassan Campbell, I see someone that's damaged. And maybe it's got a lot to do with his past or his growing up, or when he said that he was molested by Bambaataa. Maybe it has a lot to do with that. When you're coming up as a young man, and even as a young woman, a lot of young girls make bad choices and decisions in their youth. That's a time when you think you know it all. And especially if you're growing up in a family that's not really a family. You don't have that strong male role model to guide you, to teach you, to talk to you. Your mom is there, but she's doing the very best she could. And even in many cases, there's moms that's not even there for their kids, and then their children end up raising themselves. And then they end up running into a snake in the streets that would take you under their wings. And they will coach you into the life that they want you to be. There's many young girls that ended up on the streets prostituting their bodies because a smooth talking pimp came along and talked her into selling her body, made her a commodity for himself. And in this day and time, you now have dudes, that smooth talking dudes, and turning dudes into prostitutes. There are men that's actually pimping men. There's men that's pimping young boys, call themselves mentoring them. I've always frowned on mentoring, especially when black females love to say, maybe you should mentor some young boys out there that's not as fortunate as you. I've always had an issue with that. Because when you open your child, your sons, to be mentored by a man because of the fact that he's a man, you're opening yourselves up to the wolves that come in sheep clothing. And more than likely, that's what happened with Hassan Campbell. Now, I'm not justifying the choices that he made in life. But when you're brought up in the hood, man, and I spoke on this in the past of so many young kids, man, that have walked up to me asking me for money. They supposed to be in school, but they're asking a complete stranger for money. Sitting on the curb asking strangers for money. Elementary school age. And I'm coming out my store and this kid is sitting on the curb and every adult walk by, he's asking them for money. It is so easy to snatch somebody's child up now because parents don't protect their children. I just got done watching a video, a news article, where some man tried to snatch this little girl off the streets. So we're living in times, man, where children are in danger. And unfortunately, Hassan Campbell came up in the way he came up. Again, like I said, I don't know the full story. None of us know the full story. But I still detect a lot of good in Hassan Campbell. I listen to his videos, I watch his videos, and I listen very close to what he says. He says a lot of things that open doors for the trolls to come in and attack him. And maybe he's not conscious of the things that he say, or maybe even the things that he do. But when he decided to meet this dude thinking that he's making a friend, and this dude leaves Philadelphia to come to New York to interview him, and as Hassan Campbell says, that once that alcohol got in him, dude started transforming right before his eyes, and Hassan Campbell rejected it. And another thing that really stood out to me was, regardless of everything that this dude did, putting his hands on him, putting his arms around his neck, putting his hands on his shoulder with his hand all limp, and he's all in Hassan Campbell's face, and then he pushes Hassan Campbell. Hassan was like, I'm letting this go. I'm letting this ride. But he was recording. And I understand where Hassan was coming from when he was recording it. He was showing people what was going on, right? I completely understand that. And there's people that took that the wrong way. There's going to be people that's going to criticize. Regardless of what you do right or what you do wrong, people are going to criticize you. Regardless of how positive of videos that I make, there's always going to be some troll that's going to thumb it down. I can be talking about doing real productive things for young people, building up the community, and somebody will thumb it down just because of the fact that they don't like me. They don't know me, never met me before in their life, but they don't like my message. Or they don't like a message I spoke on in the past. So they will follow me, they will subscribe to my channel just to thumb down every video that I put up. There's people that will thumb down every video. The first response I get on a video is a thumb down. That's how it was on my Fearless 2005 channel. I had a troll, a stalker, that would thumb down every video that I post. Just because, and maybe this is someone that had an infatuation, and that's why you have to be careful who you associate yourself with online. Keep it online. Keep your personal business offline. Keep your family offline. If you feel you have a message to share, share that message. You don't have to bring your family into that. And you have dudes on YouTube, man, that just open the world up to their lives, knowing that there's snakes and trolls out there just waiting to chop your neck off. And then you get mad and angry. And again, I saw two damaged brothers going at each other. One was horny, and maybe he felt Hassan Campbell gave him the wrong signal or mixed messages. But this dude was coming on to Hassan Campbell strong, man. He was letting Hassan know that he wanted to be plugged. This dude from Philly wanted his back broken, man. He wanted Hassan Campbell to break his back. And the more Hassan punched the dude, knocked him down, kept telling him, get your hands off me. And it seemed like dude became even more excited at the fact of getting beat. And you got dudes, man, that's happy just because they met you. You have so many dudes, man, that's starstruck. They're starstruck with YouTubers. Just everyday average people, man. You have dudes that's more starstruck than the women. And that's sad, man. That's the time we're living in. So it's not easy, man, to take strangers as friends, man. It's always good to just keep your distance, man. Keep your distance. Keep your personal life off the internet, man. And don't be too quick to meet people, collab with people, man, or allow people to interview you. Because we're dealing with a demonic society, man. A society where you don't know who to trust or what to trust. But I see two damaged brothers, man. To the point where Hassan Campbell, this dude broke down and started crying. I don't think he was faking. And he kept saying over and over and over again, like he's trying to convince the world that he's not gay. And it all stems back from his past life and what he brought to the internet. People know this about him because he came forward. And I'm going to say this. A lot of times when people start trying to expose a person, maybe somebody did some harm to them in the past and they feel I'm getting ready to expose this person now because this person is famous, he's a celebrity, a lot of people know him, and I'm about to expose him. I'm about to destroy this dude by putting the business out there. I'm going to let everybody know what he did. And then it backfires on you. And then you're the one that end up being destroyed. See, so a lot of times, man, like when you start going after people, man, thinking that you're going to destroy them and you're going to expose them, there might be a trap that's set for you, man. An unseen trap that reverses that spell. That spell that you're trying to cast on somebody, that spell would be reversed and it will come back to you. And then you end up looking like the bad person. We see it happen all the time with these females that come out the past and then start saying that somebody sexually assaulted them. And then in the court of public opinions, it flips and now they start questioning her. And the person that she's accusing gets away scot-free. And now she become the bad person. Oh, she's a gold digger. She just want money. Why did she wait so long? She put herself in that situation. She did this and she did this and why this and why that. And it backfires. So sometimes, man, if you don't handle that situation yourself, sometimes it's just best to leave it in the hands of the Most High, man, and let time heal those wounds. Time will heal your wounds and time will destroy your enemies. Just today, and I'm going to end this video, just today I was talking about people I grew up with. People I went to elementary school with, I went to junior high school, I went to high school, and they're dead. And I've always thought, like, did they know that X amount of years from the time that we were in school that they would be dead? They would be buried 6 foot under, eternally in hell or paradise, depending on how they live their life. See, so time takes care of all things, man. Be it good or bad, time will take care of it. So a lot of times we have to be careful when we try exposing people, because then we end up exposing ourselves. And in our hearts, we're trying to do what we think is right, but the motive is wrong. You may be doing the right thing, but your motive is wrong. And when your motive is not right, it's going to backfire on you. And I think a lot is backfiring on Hassan Campbell, because he came forward to expose Bambaataa. You know, and when you coming at the beast like that, if Bambaataa was a beast like that, if he was a demon like that, you can't handle that, man. You can't handle a demon fighting a carnal fight. It has to be spiritual. Time heal all wounds, man. And some things are just better left in the past, better left alone, better left uncovered. If you live that life in the past, let it go. Yeah, you hurt. But time heals all wounds and you move on with your life, man. And make sure that you love your children and protect your children in the way that you weren't loved and the way that you weren't protected when you were young. So now you have two dudes, man, that were exposed on camera. Hassan exposed himself, your weakness, your sensitive side, and then you cried, man. Knowing that your enemies are sitting there, and you may say you don't care, man, but everybody cares. You care. And a lot of brothers need to stop trying to play that tough role, man. There's a lot of dudes, man, that love to say, I'm from the streets, I'm a warrior, I'm all this, I'm this, I'm this. Doing that to try to prove that you are a man, but that is not manhood. That is not what makes you a man. A man would have put that dude on his behind, man, the first time he put his hands on you. Or if you decide to warn him and say, yo, don't put your hands on me, man. And he do it again and he tell you because I can, you floor that dude and then you leave him right where he is. You don't try to help somebody that's steady putting their hands and disrespecting you. Leave that dude right there, man. He's a grown man. He's a grown man in his 40s because Hassan asked the dude what's his age. He said 40 years old. You leave that 40-year-old man right there drunk in the Bronx, and whatever happens to him, happens to him. He brought it upon himself. He left his home in Philly to come to New York to assault a grown man that could have taken his life. But it was just mind-blowing to me how Hassan Campbell was still concerned about this dude. I just want to make sure he's at home. Even offered to put the dude in a hotel. And dude had something totally different on his mind because Hassan was like, you want to go to a hotel? Dude was like, yeah. He was ready to get busy. He was putting his hands on you, man, in a way that he should. And Hassan was like, I'm not a woman. Stop touching me. Get your hand off my lower back. And I'm looking like, why are you putting up with all that, man? Why are you tolerating that? The first time that dude did that, man, the first time he violated you, you should have put him right on his behind and left him right there in the street. Not caring what happened to him. So, I don't know. That was quite weird. That was strange. People laughed at it, but I can't laugh at that, man, because I didn't really see anything funny about that. I saw two hurt brothers, man. Two lost brothers. One that's trying to find his way. But that force, man, that spiritual force, man, is sometimes so strong, man, that people don't have enough strength or willpower to beat it. They don't have that strength and willpower that maybe somebody else may have. And see, it's easy to sit back and laugh at people and make fun of people until you go through it. Until you go through it yourself. Hassan Campbell have to realize that everybody's not his enemy. Although you dealt with a lot of enemies. And sometimes a person can have so many enemies they can't see their friends. They can't see the people that really truly support them. Because there's so many fake people out there in the world. But like I mentioned in videos of the past, man, sometimes it's better to just sit back and observe, man. Stop trying to befriend people, man. This internet thing is fake, but it's got real people behind it. And it just always amazed me, man, how people just allow cyberbullies to have so much power and control over them. You let people control your thoughts and your actions and your emotions, man, and then you get on camera and cry and try to convince the world that you're not gay. Bro, you don't have to convince nobody but yourself and your family. As long as you know that's all that matters. What people believe or what they think, because regardless of how you try to prove yourself to be a man and how to prove that you're not gay, people gonna believe what they want to believe anyway. You're not gonna convince those trolls out there, man. You're just not gonna do it. So it's like you're wasting time, you're wasting energy, man, and the only thing you're doing is digging a bigger hole for yourself. So Hassan Campbell and the Philly broke back. Cause dude is a straight up broke back, man. Dude is a straight up demon. A sodomite demon, man. And Hassan Campbell was his prey. So feedback, tell me what you think, subscribe, click on the Cash App button and donate to the channel. Click on the PayPal link, leave a donation. Until next time, I'm fearless.